All right. Good morning, everyone. Today's open meeting proceedings will be live streamed on the municipal YouTube channel for members of the public to view. Members of the public are also welcome to attend the meeting in person in the council chamber for the duration of the open session. If you are attending the meeting in person and require accommodation, please reach out to the deputy clerk at dclerk@madawaskavalley.ca or telephone 613-756-2747 extension 212 for this request prior to 3 p.m. the day before the scheduled meeting. Now I'm going to call the meeting to order. Please note that this is a public meeting under Section 34 of the Planning Act. One of the purposes of the Planning Act is to provide for planning purposes or processes that are open, accessible, timely, and efficient. Accordingly, all written submissions, documents, correspondence, emails, and other communications, including your name and address, form part of the public record and will be disclosed and made available by the municipality to such persons as the municipality sees fit, including anyone requesting such information. According in providing such information, you shall be deemed to have consented to its use and disclosure as part of the planning process. Now I'd like to read the First Nations land acknowledgement. As we gather today, I would like to acknowledge on behalf of the council and our community that we are meeting on the traditional territory of the Algonquin people. We would like to thank the Algonquin people and express our respect and support for their rich history, and we are extremely grateful that there are many and continuous display of friendship. We also thank all the generations of people who have taken care of this land for thousands of years. Okay, is there any a declaration of pecuniary interest at the table? None. Seeing none. Now, the purpose and effect of the zoning bylaw amendment, 4.1, property known as 22 Dovetail Road, located in part lot 31, Concession 6, Geographic Township of Ratcliffe, now in the Township of Madawaska Valley. The effect of the amendment is to rezone the subject land as follows. The subject application purpose to reduce the minimum lot frontage from 30 meters to 25 meters in accordance with the condition consent for severance application B29 /25 in brackets 2. Now what we have here is a report on application and notice, and we do have Janine, our junior planner, to give us a rundown on this file. Thank you very much. Janine, are you ready to go?
I am, yes. Good morning, Mayor and Council.
Morning.
Thank you. The purpose of this public meeting is to consider a zoning bylaw amendment application, which was submitted by property owner Renata Matthews for the property municipally known as 22 Dovetail Road. The subject property recently received provisional approval from the County of Renfrew to sever two new residential lots. The first lot having an area of 2.05 hectares or 5.06 acres with 35 meters of frontage on Prince Road or 114 feet. And the second lot, being the subject lot as part of this application, would have an area of 2.15 hectares or 5.31 acres with 25 meters or 82 feet of frontage along Prince Road. Provided that the subject lands are zoned rural, which requires a minimum lot frontage of 30 meters, Lot 2, the second lot, would have a lesser lot frontage than permitted in the rural zone, and therefore the application before council is seeking to permit a reduced road frontage of 25 meters to satisfy conditions of consent application B29-25. The reason the two lots are not able to each have 30 meters in frontage to meet the provisions of the rural zone is due to the fact that there are some visibility constraints from the west side of Prince Road, which resulted in the need to locate an entrance further toward the east in order to meet the site distances and visibility requirements in accordance with the township's entrance regulations bylaw. And it's recognized that because these would be new lots, they do need to meet those entrance requirements, which I've spoken to the Superintendent of Operations on, Hillary, with respect to this current file and the consent file as well. So he's aware of this request and the visibility restrictions from Prince Road and does not have concerns with respect to the reduced road frontage as a result, as noted in the report. Overall, from a planning perspective, we do not have any concerns with this request as the application does appear to meet all applicable legislation, including the County of Renfrew official plan. And although one of the two new lots is proposing a lesser minimum lot frontage than required in the rural zone, it is recognized that the reduction is quite minor and as such would still provide the new lot with sufficient space for an entrance or driveway and to construct a future dwelling. In terms of public or agency comments, as of the start of this meeting, to the best of my knowledge, we've not received any written submissions or comments from agencies on this file. So to conclude, based on the above analysis, the two recommendations we have for council are that one, council receives this report for zoning bylaw amendment as information, and two, that council directs staff to bring forward a final bylaw to the November 18th, 2025 regular meeting of council for approval to reduce the minimum lot frontage from 30 meters to 25 meters in accordance with the County of Renfrew decision for consent application B2925. Those are my comments, but happy to answer any questions.
Okay, thank you, Janine. A good report. Thank you very much. Now, I don't know if there's any oral or written presentation by those in attendance. I see no one in attendance, but was there any written presentation from anybody at all, Madam CEO?
I know. I'll just ask the deputy clerk. Is there anyone that asked to join in Zoom?
No, I didn't receive any requests.
Thank you.
Okay, very good. Thank you. And is there any discussion by council? No. Seeing none, we're going to continue. And now, under number 10, notification at public meeting, Madam CEO.
Thank you through the chair. Council is also required by section 3414.5 to inform the public at the public meeting of who is entitled to appeal to the Ontario Land Tribunal under sections 3411 and 19 as follows. Section 3411, if council decides to refuse an application or refuses or neglects to make a decision on an application within 90 days of the municipal clerk receiving the application, the applicant or the Minister of Municipal Affairs may appeal to the Ontario Land Tribunal by filing an appeal with the clerk of the municipality. Under section 3419, not later than 20 days after the giving of notice of the passing of the bylaw, the applicant, any person or public body who made oral submissions at the public meeting or made a written submission to council before the bylaw was passed, or the Minister of Municipal Affairs may appeal to the Ontario Land Tribunal by filing an appeal with the clerk of the municipality.
Okay, thank you, Madam CEO. Now we're going to do the closing of the meeting. I need a motion to adjourn.
No, you can just close the meeting, Mr. Mayor.
Oh, I can just close the meeting. Well, there you go. So the meeting adjourned at 9:37. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, council. Have a great day.
Thank you, Janine.
Are we good to go, Cal? Okay. Welcome, everybody. Today's open meeting proceedings will be live streamed on the municipal YouTube channel for members of the public to view. Members of the public are also welcome to attend a meeting in person in the council chambers for the duration of the open session. If you are attending the meeting in person and require accommodation, please reach out to the deputy clerk at dclerk@madawaskavalley.ca or telephone 613-756-2747, extension 212, for this request prior to 3 p.m. The day before the scheduled meeting. And now I would like to call the meeting to order. At this time, I would like to remind council members and members of the public in attendance that all committee and council meetings are recorded. Please note that these recordings may capture comments made during the meeting or in breaks or recesses. Recordings will be available to the public on the municipal YouTube channel for members to view. The public may also attend the open session of this meeting in person in the municipal council chamber. Please mute all electronic devices during this meeting. Thank you. Now I would like to read the First Nations land acknowledgement. As we gather today, I would like to acknowledge on behalf of council and our community that we are meeting on the traditional territory of the Algonquin people. We would like to thank the Algonquin people and express our respect and support for their rich history, and we are extremely grateful for their many and continuous displays of friendship. We also thank all the generations of people who have taken care of this land for thousands of years. Okay, the adoption of the agenda. The recommendation is that the council and committee agenda for November 4th, 2025 be approved as presented. I need a mover. Moved by Councillor Poplinski, seconded by Councillor Blank. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? That is carried. Any disclosure pecuniary interest at this table? Seeing none, we will continue. We do have a delegation under 5.1. We have a gentleman on Zoom, Derek Stonier, and this has got to do with the inflatable water park. Welcome, Derek. How are you doing?
Good. How are you today?
Good. I know we had this presentation. It was if it was a year and a half ago, whatever, and we definitely had some questions on that. And I'm glad that you're back at the table here. It was about information the first time around, and now you're telling us that you're good to go and stuff like that. And I'm sure we'll have a few questions on that. But why don't you take us to your presentation right at this moment? Thank you, sir.
I want to start by thanking you for the opportunity to present to you today. I'm sure that everyone got the presentation that I sent. We did meet about 2 years ago now, and then we stepped back a little bit because we had to do some more research and really make sure that we had our craft honed perfectly. So we're in a very comfortable spot right now where we feel we could add an inflatable water park to Barry's Bay and make it the best possible. We have two other ones up and running in different locations in the province, one in Niagara, one on Manitoulin Island. Both have been very successful. The towns have noticed a big draw. They've noticed increase in spending at their local businesses, and it's been a win-win. So wanting to expand, and honestly, my heart being in the Madawaska Valley, I've been going there for years, longer than I can even remember. I'd love to put something there and help everyone out.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sure that have you got more on the present? Because we've heard this before and all that, and we understand the value of having this here. But there's been some questions I'm sure that council would like to ask, and one of them probably would be location, and that being in the bay, right in where our public beach is and all that. So, would it take away from our public beach and so on? So I don't know, maybe the question here would be the location. In our community, I think we would definitely support it, but I don't know how council feels, but that's kind of some of the stuff that I've been hearing and stuff at. Councilor Blank.
Thank you. So we've read through your thing, but we need some answers to some questions and concerns. My first question is, did you do an underwater look at what is there?
Correct. Yes, we did.
Okay. Now, did you go further towards the dock area near the, or did you go towards the beach?
We were in the beach area.
Okay.
And we went out to desired depth for our water park.
And
so we went out to about 10 feet and a little bit further.
Okay, so how distant from the shore is it?
Not very far. I would say we didn't measure from shore. Being in the water and trying to measure back, it's less than 50 yards, maybe 60 yards.
Okay, so the total length from shore to the end of the structure would be approximately
100 yards.
Approximately 100 yards. Okay. I don't like the idea of putting it towards the beach area. I think it would be more of a congested area, and perhaps at times an eyesore for the beautiful nature around. I would prefer it further over, away from the beach toward the other direction, towards the water sewage plant in that area where the volleyball courts are and that, so that it's not a direct view and congestion along the walkway, the walk that goes through that area, plus the playground, plus the tennis courts. I think that we're looking for some problems with that area. So that's one of my concerns. My other concern is making this commitment for next councils. Now, as you know, next year is election year, and the request that you have is over 5 years, is it? 4 years?
Yes.
Okay. So, and I realize too that we can get out of the lease too within, a few years. With the instability and what is happening within the food, the taxes, and stuff like that, we have a number of concerns, and I don't know if the amount that you're going to give us, because I have no idea what your intake will be, will it be sufficient for us to keep up our end of the park? Okay? Our end of the park. The other thing is the level of commitment you have. If you really want to have it here, will you move it over for us? As far as staffing, I think it was discussed with you previously that we have a limited number of staff for our own swim program. And I'm questioning whether you would take some of that staff away from us, or where does your staff come from? Because as you know, we live in a community where we're surrounded by small towns, farms, and stuff like that. So we do not have a draw. So I don't know where the staff would come from. I know there are concerns about parking and toilets and stuff like that, which I'm sure you will answer as well. And if you'll just engage me for another few minutes, I've looked at on-site at the other ones you have, and they are on very large bodies of water. Kaministkeg is a large body of water as well. But I don't know, in comparison to the design you have made for us, how does it compare to the others? Are they a lot larger than ours? And the design you gave us is more or less of a square. And why did you go with that idea? Because I know the other ones are totally different in their design. And anyway, those are some of the questions I have. And I know I spoke quite quickly, but I'm sure you have lots of responses to that. So I'll let you carry on. Thank you.
Thank you. I made quick notes about your concerns. And the number one, the location. To move it closer to the sewage plant would be an issue with any bypassing that happens. And that's what one thing we need to confirm is how often bypass happened over the last year. So that we would like to stay away from. And seeing it from the road as you presented a possible eyesore, I look at it as the attraction. When people drive up through Barry's Bay, they're going to see that and they're going to stop and make that part of their day in Barry's Bay. The level of commitment you asked about moving it, it's something we could look at, but we did not dive near the park. Near the area you're talking about, near the sewage plant. To have it on the beach would grow that beachfront, we feel. And it may get congested, and that means it's busy, right? There's a lot of people in town, a lot of people spending money, a lot of people enjoying the scenery. As for toilets, our other location on Manitoulin Island, we pay for porta potties for the summer. We contract them, we handle that all. That's no cost to the city at all.
Good, sir.
You're asking about employees. We put out a test post last spring on a Facebook marketplace for Barry's Bay and Bancroft area about lifeguards. If there was interest, we had an overwhelming response. We also pay for certification for lifeguards for anyone that wants to get certified. We will reimburse once they complete the year. Your last question about the design being a square, that's how the other two parks started. Always start with that a little smaller, because you're right, you don't know if it's going to go. You don't want to dump all the money in for a giant one and then realize it didn't work.
Yeah, and that last comment there, it feels like you're a smart businessman. That nothing is proven until it actually is being executed, and see the results and all that. So that was absolutely a wise comment. Councillor Blank?
Yes, just a follow-up.
Yes.
Because of the property that we do have in the municipality, over the many years, there's been studies done, and we have a recent study done 2 or 3 years ago regarding the structures and things that we want to put at our park over the next few years. And I have difficulty trying to see how this will fit in with that. Even though it's only temporary, may last only 5 years, I just don't know how that is going to work together. We have people in the community saying, no, we don't want a whole bunch of stuff there. We have people saying, yes, we need stuff. So as council, we are trying to come up with the best results. And that's why the questions are coming to you. So I just want you to know that we have lots of plans. We don't have the money. And that's why I'm asking you about your money. How much, like the amounts that you give us over those period of times is okay. I'm not sure what your pay structure is with the other ones. I realize this is smaller, but I would be hoping that there would be an increase in it, not what it is. And I don't know where you came up with your numbers for that, but if you could fill me in on that, I'd appreciate it.
Absolutely. That's the exact same pay structure designed for both other locations. And I can show you both of those leases. That's exactly what we run. Those locations and municipalities are happy with that because it's based on, they get a guaranteed minimum, but if we knock it out of the park, they're getting more. So we've been in Port Colborne for 4 years now. They eagerly re-signed us to another 5-year lease. And the numbers are the exact same. That's across the board. And those first year numbers, they're protecting us because it's an initial big investment for us.
Yes.
It's a lot.
Yeah. Okay. And my comment about the eyesore, I was not looking to say it was an eyesore. It's just that it's not in sync with what we have down there already. So it's plastic, it's big, it's bubbly, and so it's not an eyesore, but you know what I mean. Thank you.
Understood. Yep.
Yeah, Councillor Micah.
So the last time you were here, I had gone through quite a list of questions I was looking to be answered. Councillor Blank has actually addressed and mentioned quite a number of them, but I will agree with Mary, and I'm going to ask the same questions because my concerns here, I've looked at your Port Colborne location, I've looked at your Manitoulin Island location, and as Mary said, those specific water bodies are in zero comparison to what we have going on in this small bay here. The bay itself is really, and the park, that is designed for our local residents. Great that, it'll draw tourism, but the park is for the local residents of mainly the village of Barry's Bay to have access to the water and to enjoy a waterfront park. We've got volleyball courts down there that is becoming busier and busier, and volleyball tournaments. When that occurs, there's not sufficient parking really for even that. So I can't, it's a total conflict where the parking is going to occur, which then creates a bylaw issue for us, and it creates an issue with our local residents having access to their own park, which is the purpose of it. It's not meant to be a tourist attraction. It's meant to be a local park for the residents to use, and if tourists want to partake of it, that's great too. I've also heard concerns. People enjoy the nature. That's the only real spot in the village that you can look out over the water, watch the sunset, take photos. So there's, people have expressed those concerns to me. So washrooms, porta potties. So you would be looking at placing those porta potties somewhere on what is actually quite a small piece of land. It's not that big of a piece of land. So I'm not sure where they would be going, because there's volleyball courts there, or down at the other end, which is just a narrow strip of road allowance with, again, no parking. So parking would potentially spill over onto the highway, because you're not supposed to even be parking along the edge of the beach there. I'm concerned with mess and cleanup. I would not be supporting our staff in any way, shape, or form, adding additional work to them to keep the park clean. And general conflict with the current uses. We have a swim program that operates there, and we have trouble securing our own staff to run those programs. So I'm encouraged to hear that you put out something on Facebook and received numerous interest in lifeguards, but that's not been our experience here. General access, people, you're going to have to be set up somewhere. So again, you're utilizing what limited space there is there. And I'm concerned about boat traffic. We have a very busy public boat launch that's getting busier and busier every year. There is very limited space in that bay, and there's a lot of boats coming in and out of there on a daily basis, particularly on the weekends. I'm concerned about night boat traffic. There's lots of people that boat at night and coming in and out of that bay. So, when I look at your other two locations, those, again, the water bodies themselves, but the beaches, the actual location on land, are night and day compared to what we have here. And so I have concerns with going into a 5-year commitment as well. And whether it's election year or not, which it actually is, I would not be at all in agreement to committing to 5 years right off the top. A 1-year trial period with an option to renew, maybe, if some of these issues are addressed. But, these are the issues. And what I'm not seeing, you've measured, you've dived. I think what we need to see is a map to scale of the bay, of this particular structure that I think is 2,500 feet long by 2,300 feet wide, placed to scale in the bay to show the measurements of space. Mm-hmm. And as Mary said, directly out in front of where we have the small portion of our beach in which our residents use and we operate a swim program, that's definitely within conflict in that location. So I think we literally need more information and very specific, detailed information before I'd be willing to proceed.
Okay, Councillor Poplinski.
Thanks, Mr. Mayor. Just want to say welcome, Derek, and thank you for this presentation. I'm new to this particular program. However, I'm not new to the whole concept of developing the waterfront. I think it's our jewel. I've served on my 2 previous council terms. We'd looked at different options, and some things came to be and other things got sort of put on the back burner. And I may have missed it in your presentation, but or in your previous presentation, but you mentioned here that you handle every detail, including liability. And what I'm wondering is, how about the liability insurance issue? Is that something that is covered by
Yes.
you folks, or is that the expectation on the part of the council?
No, that's covered by us, and the Madawaska Valley will be named as a co-insurer.
Okay. Good. Thank you. That was one of the main concerns I had.
Yep.
And
Understandably.
Good. Thank you.
If I could just respond to the other councillors' questions.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, the nature, I don't know if you're familiar with Mindamoya Lake in Manitoulin, but it is a very pristine nature lake with Paradise Island within view. We did not take away from any of the nature by being there. We brought more people to the waterfront to enjoy it that would not have been there. Nickel Beach as well has a protected species called the Fowler's toad in Port Colborne. And we've enhanced that nature project as well by contributing to restoration efforts of the sand dunes there. Mess and cleanup, we've never asked the city to clean up anything for us. We cover everything. There would be no cost to the city, and no city employees would be cleaning the park. They wouldn't know how, and we would not require that either. You said you're having trouble finding staff for your own swim programs. We pay our staff top dollar. We pay them $21, $22 to start. We provide training. We can't be faulted for the municipalities not finding lifeguards, because it is tough to find them. And the incentives we've created is we pay for your training, and we pay you really, really well to be a 15, 16-year-old making that money through the summer. We also, like night boat traffic and boat traffic, there's boat traffic at both other locations that is quite busy. Nickel Beach, I'm willing to assume, is probably busier than your area because it's an international waterway. We have boats from both sides of the border coming there. Night boat traffic, we do have barriers that would go around the park as well, big inflatable buoys. The 5-year commitment, you got to understand, Councillor, we're investing, upwards of $250,000. And to say we only could have 1 year and try it, that's just not a great business decision. There is an out as offered, and we have that in 2 other leases that, every November we can reevaluate and go from there. But it's not, we need security because we're going to be investing a lot. There's a lot that has to go into this.
Yeah.
And the one other thing, you said 2,500 feet. That's 2,500 inches. The measurement. It's 208 feet.
Almost in inches. Okay.
Sorry, the design program will only work in inches.
Okay, so again, I had suggested a map to scale of the bay, so it would show Mascot, it would show the whole bay. It would show Mascot, it would show the wharf, it would show the beach, it would show the placement of the structure on where exactly you would like to locate it, and to scale. So that visually, we can see what actually that looks like.
Sure.
Prior to even considering a decision. No, I understand from a business perspective you're investing and you need some security. I do understand that. But that's not our issue. That's your issue. And again, keeping in mind that park was developed for and is there for the local residents, for them to use and enjoy. It was never developed or is there for strictly for the promotion of tourism.
Well, the locals would be able to use it also, right?
That's well, yeah, well, I don't think there's a lot of locals that can afford to use it. That's part of the issue. So
really, because we put in there, we're giving a free day to the whole community.
Out of the whole summer, that's generous.
Well, how many other businesses offer a free day? It cost me to operate that day. Right?
Right.
The other two communities we do this in, we have a ton of local support. We also give back to the communities. We donate to a local charity. We employ only local contractors, local employees. Right? A free day costs me a couple $1,000s to operate. We offer season passes to only locals at a discounted rate. We've done this. We got 7 years in this game. We know what we're doing, and your waterfront is beautiful. I get that you're saying it's for locals, but why not share it and bring money to your town?
We've got lots of tourism here. We're busting at the seams
Yeah.
in July and August. We can't even buy groceries. Their shelves are empty, and that's a problem.
Okay, yeah, you made some good points there, Councillor Micah, and also you, Derek. We hear you loud and clear. Councillor Blank has a question.
Yes, just a follow-up, thank you. I'm not opposed to it, okay?
Yep.
I think we need some more information, and for me, it would be moving the location further over so that we do have our clear area. I also agree with Councillor Micah that we need a map, a plan, a visual thing of where this will be, where the porta potties will be, where your station will be. Do you have a shed or a structure that you put on? I think we need an overall look at what that would be. I think it's a positive thing for the community, and I can see it, but I just need to visually be able to say, okay, yes, and as far as the commitment, I understand that completely. I'm not saying no, because I have had people on both sides say, yes, we need something like this in our community, and our former mayor really supported it as well. So I think this is something that we need more information of, and if we can get that available to us within the next little while so that this council can make a decision. And we are also missing a councillor today too, who would also have some input and questions regarding it as well. So I think that to continue in a positive way, that you look at moving the location over a bit and giving us a plan of it all. Thank you.
Yeah, I think we had a good discussion here on this matter. I think we're fortunate as a council to have a business approaching us, to do everything on their end best to where there's no cost to the municipality, but there's always a fear that somehow we're going to end up with some cost. But sometimes we just have to go and reach out and say, this will be a good addition to our municipality. One of the things I guess would be a problem for me, like I said, I'm not against it, but the parking, it is a small area, and I don't know how many people come out to use it in these two other areas, but we do not have that parking, and I'll tell you what, it will attract a lot of people to come in, but where are they going to park? That's one of them. What I would like to ask, I know Hannah, you're here. Have we ever reached out to those two other communities and the impact you have? Yeah, so, and it seems like they're happy because they have. If you don't mind sitting down and giving us a little report on that, is that there's success there, right? So the thing is, it'll be probably successful here too. Okay, Hannah.
When Derek originally approached me a year or two ago now, I did reach out to the two communities, the municipalities where they host them, I guess. And yeah, just positive reviews for sure.
Okay,
And that was ahead of coming to council that first time.
Yeah, and I know another thing too is the concern of the location and so on. But I hear from your end, it's about location, and any business is about location, and to attract a drive-by and so on, and the promotion is just much easier if somebody can see this structure in that. Councillor Blank.
Thank you. Just a follow-up to regarding the parking. Mike is here from operations. Mike, can you fill us in on anything regarding parking and ownership of property down that way, please? Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. So obviously Lakeshore, as we all know, drive through in the summer is a very busy place with a low, not much room for parking. I know it gets quite busy. There's a lot of issues. I think the bylaw has to go down and make sure that people are obeying the parking we do have. There is a lot beside the sewage plant, but like I said, any sort of event, it fills up very quickly. So I think parking would be a very big issue, yeah.
Excuse me. Do we have any extra land in that area that belongs to the municipality to turn it into a parking area?
Not that I know of off the top of my head, but I would have to look at the
Okay.
plans to see what we have there. I don't think, though. I don't think there is. There's behind the sewage plant, but I think it's like kind of swampy there.
Thank you.
Yep.
My question to Derek then is, how much parking space do you think you'll need? How many parks, like for on a regular average week, with the weather being okay and it's the middle of July, how many parking spots? And this is 7 days a week operation too, is it?
Correct.
Okay, so approximately how many parking spots do you think? Now, the other two areas are very big tourist areas too, and they're also within larger communities where there are more people already. So ours is not really that big. So how would that compare with it?
So in Mindamoya on Mantuan Island, it's a very small area for parking. Very, very small. So what we encouraged was drop-off parking. Drop off, find a spot downtown, walk back. Usually what we have seen is that that's gone over really, really well. They've liked it because they don't got to pay to park down by the water. And the distance is further than where we're proposing to downtown Barry's Bay, where the walk is. Even in Nickel Beach and Port Colborne, where they pay to park, the parking locations are approximately 25, 30-minute walk easily. And that's just the way that's designed. That's got nothing to do with us. But in Mindamoya, what we did do was we encouraged drop off, and what we see is dad dropping everyone off and he's going back up and hiking it back. And that alleviated some of the parking issues that we had there. And you're right. If it's successful, there will be parking issues no matter how many you have.
Right.
In a sense, that's a good thing. And we understand that it causes an issue. And it's so tough to gauge until you see.
Right. Okay,
Yeah.
we do have a few areas. If there's a walking trail up from Lakeshore that goes up towards the Shell station and areas like that. And there is open land and stuff like that up in that area, especially on the Shell property where they, during the school year, have buses park. So there are places along there that, if you worked in a relationship with these people to say, hey, if we have an overload, so there are possibilities not directly on the shore. And you're right about drop-off thing, because that is an important part of it too. And everybody knows that that's going to happen. And, for the safety of everybody, I think it's a good thing. But there are other avenues. There's other properties along Highway 62 that is just up from there. So, that's a thing that you probably could look at as well.
Thank you.
Okay, I think we've covered this quite well. We've hashed this out for 25 minutes. I don't know if there's any other questions and so on, but I think what is going to happen here is that we have to put everything, Derek, on hold at this moment. There's some requests here from council, and I think if you could get back to us, and maybe if any councillors still have any questions, maybe email them to Hannah, and Hannah, you can relay it then to Derek and so on, and then go from there. The map, I think, is in the scale, the map for scale and stuff. I think that's a good idea. So there's a few things, Derek, if you could put together, and I still think it'd be nice if you could come back and really give us a good take on this whole thing, because really we're not saying no here at this moment, but we have a tough decision to make. We need to have all the information at our fingertips in order to make any decision. And we also have to look at the next council. Really, we're making a decision. When you start signing a 4 or 5 year lease, well, you're going into the second. Well, not the second, the term of council, which is in next October and stuff like that. So, well, listen, I appreciate you coming out. Thank you very much for responding to some of our questions. And hopefully in the future, hopefully we can do some business somehow.
Location and
Thank you very much for your time. Hope you guys have a great day.
Okay, very good.
Eric.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. See you.
Okay, so we're going to continue here. We have some minutes of local boards and joint committees, and this is the Barry's Bay Recreation Committee meeting minutes. Now, Councillor Sobolski's not here, who's the representative from council, but I'm sure everybody had read the minutes and so on. And do we have to approve these minutes, Madam CEO?
No, thank you. We're just accepting it as information and file.
As information. Does anybody even have any questions on it? No. Okay, we'll continue. And then now there's council and committee portion of the agenda. We have operations, roads and waste management, and we are going to, or I am going to, hand over the gavel to Councillor Micah, who is the chair.
Okay, we are at item number 8, operations, roads and waste management, and we'll move to item 8.1, the public works update. Excuse me. So Mike, if you want to go through your report, just a couple of questions when you're finished, but
Okay.
just a quick overview.
Through the chair, yep. So go through this pretty quickly. Tenders are all complete now for the season. We had a wastewater blockage on October 24th. It's supposed to be 9 a.m., not 9 p.m., sorry. But that's at the Metro. We had one lane closed there with some traffic control, and they got that cleared up with the hydrovac truck. Bark Lake's just continuing to haul material from the other transfer stations for cover and get those cleaned up for the winter. Dangerous tree and brushing we've been doing our yearly brushing programs. We've completed Airport, Urich, County Forest Lane, Kuyak Road, Kuyak Lake Road, Coppernick, Spectacle Lake Road, and Opiongo West. Also, there's quite a few dangerous trees we've been taking down along the roads this time of year when it's not as busy. Nothing in washouts or floods. Yeah, pretty much everything else is just being cleaned up. Some sign issues. I don't have it on here, but we had a little bit of vandalism done on Sobolski Road. A couple of signs were removed. We had to replace. And other than that, there's a new install of a no exit for Hildebrand Street, Sprucedale Avenue, some new speed signs, just the yellow cautionary ones. Also, some sharp curb delineators on the Pog Lake Road, as there was a log truck accident down there last month. So hopefully that will help on that area. And then also some cautionary 50-kilometer-an-hour signs to help extra warnings for people to slow down for those curves. And then on new issues ongoing, there was a culvert replacement on Olszewski Road we did last week. That project went very well and is completed. So, any questions?
Does any member of council have any questions for Mike? None? Just a couple I just want to follow up on. The 2 half-ton trucks I see complete. Does that
Correct.
mean we've got them on the road?
They're
Here physically and we're driving them?
They're here physically. Radios installed. They've been stickered. Got some nice reflective stickers on the back because the white is kind of blends in.
Yeah,
But we did get some, so it's actually turned out really nice.
Good,
And they've been
good.
used. Yep.
Well, that was a long anticipated wait.
Yeah.
So then on that subject, I guess, Sue, for the record, so we'll need to surplus, we're taking 2 off.
Correct.
We'll officially need to surplus those 2. Are they even salvageable to even sell for $500? Don't give me an amount, but are they scrap or are they possibly sellable?
I think that the best way is through the Gov deals that Corey's been selling a lot of stuff, and let the person that buys them decide whether it's scrap
Yeah,
or
as
whether
is.
it's as is. So there's no, yeah. So all we have to do is just take the whatever accessories off them and remove our logos and all that, and they'll be ready to go
Can we
on
do
to.
that quickly, just to, because we need to then flip on the budget lines as well?
Yeah, we're doing our getting the rest of our fleet all ready for snow. So as soon as we're done that, we can get some time to. I think there's just a few like the toolboxes and whatnot, lights to take off them. So a couple of days should be fine.
Okay, so do we need a motion for surplus, Sue, or do we just
Well,
give a direction to bring it back? or
Yeah,
how
through
do you
the
wanna-
chair, just ensure that Hillary has a report with that resolution, including the equipment number. It's just easier than trying to do it on the fly and getting the wrong equipment number in. And then we'll bring that back to council.
Yeah, because they need to be removed off the budget and then the new ones put on. Okay, so that's that. Great. Well, that's good news. I just wanted to go down, the last meeting you weren't here, and it was me, I don't know if it's been done. Had talked to Hillary about Lahovich Road. I had a complaint from the school bus driver that it needs to be, I haven't driven down it, so I actually don't know exactly the situation, but from what was said to me, the branches are hanging, and it's like the school bus is hitting, and I know for sure once we get snow on that, that's going to even be, so we need to do some trimming of limbing, whether we take the trees or limb it, or I don't know if how much of the road, if it's 1 or 2 spots, like I'm not 100% sure.
Okay, I'll look into it.
So has Hillary talked to you about that?
No, I didn't get made aware, but I will look into it for sure.
Okay, because that was quite some time ago, so if we can get some, I know this week is tough, but before the snow flies, that would be great. And with regards to our brushing, all of the roads listed, was that it for this year's plan, or are there any outstanding ones that we need to get complete?
Nope, that was it for
We're
the
done. Good.
thing for our, we did a little bit of extra brushing in the mica pit just to make it more accessible for our own uses, but that is it for our road brushing for the year.
Okay, that's great. And with respect to our graveling, what we had budgeted for, I know the tenders and stuff came in. Have we got the graveling complete?
Yes, it's been completed.
Perfect.
Yep.
Great. Okay, good. No other questions? Okay, so that completes did you have any questions, Mike?
Nope, good for me.
Okay, so that's completes item 8.1. We'll move on to item 8.11, which I think reads as good news.
Yeah, I can.
So
I can go through that
this
one.
this is a report with regards to the Radcliffe Waste Disposal Site regarding the annual reporting. And I believe if you want to update us, Mike, but it looks like some recommendations are being made for some monitoring changes.
Yep, for sure.
The positive, I believe. I think this sounds positive.
Through the chair, yeah. So this is, as Hilary would say, a good news story. We had applied through pension for EC amendment to lessen our monitoring at the Radcliffe site. So this includes change from triannual, spring, fall, summer, to a biannual, 2 times just the spring and fall monitoring. Also eliminate the summer groundwater level collection. We'll continue the spring and fall, but we remove the summer. And then seasonal shift, move the sampling from the summer to the fall for the surface water reporting. And then change annual to biannual reporting. So yes, all good news things. There's just less monitoring at the site. So this goes to the district manager. So this was just for his to look and agree. So then we have to make the changes in our ECA and then send it back to him as a final, and he will sign off on it. But he has attached below a letter saying that he supports these changes. So basically just a formality to change it in our ECA and then send it back for him to sign off on it.
That's good, because that's a considerable cost savings.
Absolutely.
Which is wonderful. And again, this is sort of, an ongoing story that we've been hearing this year, and I, really appreciate the work that Pynchon has done, and you and Hillary as well in communicating that, because they've dramatically, this is a dramatic overall with all of our waste sites, the closed ones as well, to be able to proceed with complete final closure of certain sites that we've been dealing with for over 30 years, and reductions in monitoring because of the timeframes. It's significant cost savings.
Absolutely.
So I guess on that, Pynchon normally, and maybe that's coming, and I wish Hillary was here because he deals with it a little bit more, but maybe just for yourself, Mike, just when Hillary comes back, if you guys can have that conversation. Pynchon gives us the annual, for each of the sites, they give us a projection of our overall costs from now till whatever, and then what our annual costs would be looking like, and Amanda uses that information for more accurate budgeting. So if we could get Pinchin working on those reports and get them back to us in time to be able to utilize for budgeting, because if you look at last year's versus this year's, those are going to be two very different pictures to the positive. So if we could do that, or Sue, have it in the minute, I don't know, just making sure this gets done, because we're in November now.
Yep.
So it's going to take them a little bit to get
Absolutely.
that done, and then before council as well, so.
Absolutely.
Go ahead.
So yes, I'll give it as a direction to the superintendent of operations to follow up, but it's my recollection, I don't think we get that till January or February.
Okay, which is okay.
So, yes.
But as long as we're getting
Yes.
it, because the picture has dramatically changed from last January, February. Again, which is really wonderful. Very, very good news. So that's good. Is there anything further you wanted to add on that specific issue?
Yeah, sure. Just to add a point, there's a lot of technical details below in the charts, but it's just nice to see that the site is that we're allowing to go down and monitoring that site. They're not having any issues with any of our, levels are being out of whack. So it's really nice to see that everything is functioning well there, which is a good sign too. That with the old waste site is doing what it's supposed to be doing.
Yeah, it's excellent. Really happy to hear it. Okay, so that completes item 8.1.1. Item 8.2, correspondence and information. Don't think I'm seeing anything. Does anybody?
I've none.
None? Okay, and so item 8.3 is unfinished business. Is there anything with regards to roads or waste management for Mike? Anybody? Mary, go ahead.
Thank you. Just regarding the upcoming season, I noticed this past summer, there's a lot of on-street parking in many locations, not only on the main street, but on the side streets. And my concern is that they could cause dangerous problems as the winter approaches. And I do know that you do go out and put notices on vehicles so that they will not be, so I'm just wondering, when will that be done?
Yeah, usually we'll start monitoring it as the first, small storms begin. If we see anybody that's kind of a problem, we'll put out the notices to let them know they got to find better parking place solutions for the winter.
Okay.
So that'll usually be done within, the first couple of snowstorms.
Okay.
Can you? Sorry, go ahead, Mary. Thought you finished.
Because there are quite a few more now in residential areas, and just so that,
Okay.
in case I, question some, I'll let you know. Thank you.
Thanks.
Can you pay particular attention to Drohan Street? There seems to be recently more things happening there.
Will do.
Madam Chair.
It's not me. We're in the driveway. It's at the intersection, so it makes it even more tough because you're coming in, coming out, and it's a problem there. Hopefully it won't be. Maybe it's just a summer thing, but.
I just want to add, just for information, I will forward you the names. Some of them are being dealt with through bylaw. So I'll just give you the name of those residences because they are directly because of parking on residential areas.
I'd appreciate that.
Okay.
Thanks.
Okay, anything else for Mike on this? No? Being none. Okay, that concludes the portion
Thank you.
of the roads and waste management.
All right, now we're going to hand over the gavel to Councillor Popinski, who is Chair of Water, Wastewater, and Facilities. So we'll give Mr. Popinski a gavel. It's all yours, sir.
I think I need this. Number 9 on the agenda is the operations, water, and wastewater facilities. 9.1 is municipal reports. And we haven't got the representation from today, so are we going to just table the reports?
So if I may, through the chair, this is information that was included just
Okay,
for
just-
updates to council,
okay.
just to make you aware as to some of the
there are no-
programming and
There are
training.
no outstanding issues, and that would always be my main concern.
Yeah, and that's correct. And the deputy clerk did double check with Ontario Clean
Yes.
Water, and there are no expenditures for
Okay.
this report. Therefore, I requested that we did not need attendance from Ontario Clean
Okay.
Water.
So the recommendations, council and committee receive this report as information.
That's correct.
So there's no voting on it. And is there any correspondence? 8.2, is there any correspondence related to?
No, through the chair, we included, just for information, some of the reports that some of these webinars we train. I know I attended like 2 of the sessions, and we offer it to operations when they're available and circulate it. It's circulated to us from Ontario Clean Water.
Okay, thank you, Madam CIO. And 8.3, unfinished business. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, Councillor Micah?
Yeah, it's sort of on off. It's unfinished business. So there is a bill in the House right now, the legislature, that it's an ominous bill, but within that bill, there's going to be changes to water testing, water monitoring, particularly with regards to water and sewer systems. And the intent of that is to either, reduce, lower something, which in turn is meant to save money for the system itself. I don't know, I read the legislation, there's nothing actually specific, it's very, very generic. I'm assuming Ontario Clean Water Agency, being a quasi-crown corporation, would be at the forefront of this. So I'm hoping for the next meeting that a representative from Aqua, because that bill is going to pass, if they can come in and tell us what is the impact of that specific bill on our how we're operating and will in fact reduce some expenditures in the system. And again, that would be very pertinent for budgeting information. I don't know exactly what it means. I know right now it was somewhat a new legislation in terms of new, that we had to do sampling of specific households in Barry's Bay because of lead, even though there's no lead within our system, so it really is a complete waste of money. I don't know if that's part of it. I'm just not sure, but I think it would behoove us to find out what the impacts of those changes are going to be.
Thank you, Councillor Micah. That's a very good point. Yes, Councillor Blank.
Thank you. Just in going along with some of the information that Councillor Micah is sharing, also leaked news is through the federal budget, which will be discussed today, is they're looking at perhaps a $50 billion influx into infrastructure across Canada. So infrastructure is something that we are dealing with, especially with our water and sewage. So hopefully, if this type of thing goes through and the budget pass, hopefully our representative, Cheryl Gallant, will get on board with us and assist us in the future. So that is something positive if this does come out too. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
My popcorn ready.
I'm just
for
wondering
tonight.
if we could have staff be in touch with our representative from Aqua, and if there's anything that we should know ahead of time. But it is something that's concerning, and of course could have major implications in the budget. So the sooner we know, the better, and what we're going to have to do. So thank you. Anything further on unfinished business?
No, sir.
Okay, then I'm going to pass the gavel back over to the mayor.
Okay, so thank you very much, Councillor Popinski. The chief is not here, so I am going to chair the fire committee. And so there's a municipal report, and I'm going to be asking Madam CEO if she wants to give us a little rundown if there's any questions on this report, which is found on page 69. Madam CEO.
So I'm not sure, the report is pretty comprehensive, just an update of activities, including training as well, and some of the upcoming activities. So I'm not sure if council has any questions.
Any questions from council? Yes, Councillor Blank.
Okay, questions and comments. They've had a very busy, they've had a very busy fire season, and I know that they're probably tired, and I appreciate what they've done, and so does all the community. However, I do have concerns, and I know the fire chief has many concerns regarding this as well. And that is bonfires and campfires within village limits. Once again, this past weekend, it was posted, a campfire up on the hill here, with the embers still burning the next morning, regardless of the rain that happened that night. So it's just a warning to the community that it is still very dry. We do not allow campfires, and I hope that there is a fine distributed somewhere, because it is apparently the same group that continues to do so. Last night at our Flannel Fest meeting, which is a very productive meeting, the discussion was, could we have a bonfire, a campfire during Flannel Fest outdoors, up at the rink or down at the Legion? And the answer was absolutely not, because we would be breaking a bylaw. And the consensus at the meeting was, okay, we'll get some propane ones, which is fine. So I think we need to get on board here and say we can't wait for the hill to catch fire and destroy 5 or 6 homes and perhaps lives along the way. So we have a bylaw which should be followed, which should be fined and dealt with in a more strictly. I know the fire chief is frustrated with it, but I think as council there's something more that we have to do, and what that is, I'm not sure at this point. But I think we need to stop. So I do have that concern. Thank you.
Okay, on this one here is a question here on this one. Is this on not town property, but town limits? Yep. So therefore there's a bylaw, right? So, okay. Madam CEO?
Through the chair, I can just speak to the process. So the property owner has received correspondence with expecting response to advise them of the fine structure. And I believe our fine structure, because we try to educate prior to fining, is to advise of what non-compliance will mean. So we can follow up with that once the bylaw officer is back and has received a response.
Please, thank you for that, because every year we go through the same thing, every year. So it's time to stop. Thank you.
Okay. All right, anything else on that report? Seeing none, I guess the recommendation is that council and committee receive this report as information. So, Madam CEO, 10.12, bylaw activities.
And again, this is just to reiterate to council some of the activities that have happened through the month. The fire chief was fairly busy with fire activities, therefore there wasn't as much response to bylaw infractions. Having said that, as you can see, just gave you the outcome of what he's responded to in the month.
Okay. Any questions for Madam CEO? Seeing none. So then, really, this is just information received.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. And there's no correspondence or information on finished business. Seeing, pardon? Yeah, there will be a 5-minute break after this. Yes. So there is no unfinished business. Before we go to recreation community development, I need a mover to take.
Dave?
Ooh. Councilor
Yes,
Polinsky.
under unfinished business.
Yes, go ahead.
I'm just wondering if we could address the issue again of the damage done to signs and the potential liability that we've had with that issue. And I was just wondering whether anything has happened with the enforcement or any other plans that they've come up with to see if we can deal with it. It's a big concern. It needs to be a big concern. There's nothing on the report, so I would suggest that based on that nothing is happening. But I would like to think that there's something proactive happening.
Yeah, Councilor.
Through the chair, so the signage vandalism was under the Public Works purview. So there was really nothing that was bylaw related, which is why it's not included in this report. I do believe at the last council meeting, the superintendent of operations and the manager of public works and waste management are tracking where there's issues. They did include in this report a couple of locations where there were some signs that they had to replace. but no further vandalism as it pertains to spraying on the signs as
Do
you
you
saw.
know if they're using cameras at all?
I know that at those
But-
intersections, they're not using cameras because it's just, it's random. There has been through our website and through some of our promotion in the newspaper asking for vigilance from our community members. A lot of people have door cams. We're asking them to keep an eye on them if they enter report as soon as it
Yeah,
happens.
because the reason I raise it again is because and we mentioned the cameras, because it sounded like what the report we had before was very centered in one area.
And that, yes,
And it's
that
like when
one
we were
was.
having the issue with the fires over,
Yes.
we were able to put a stop to it because we concentrated on it. I am going to have another conversation with him over that because
Okay.
it is very concerning.
Yep.
Yeah, there is a huge concern because the cost to the municipality. They
Well,
don't,
it's
you know,
also
I
a
don't think-
liability an issue, Dave.
even
Mr.
liability,
Mayor,
yeah.
because somebody goes through a stop sign
right.
that's not been removed,
Right.
and we have people driving through it. Could be a local, could be somebody just,
Yeah.
you know.
There's a doubles
not a very nice
whammy on that
situation,
one.
so.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. So we hope that we can educate the public on this here because the importance of it. So hopefully we can get that message out and drive it to those people that sometimes they're not using common sense here. Councillor Blank?
Yes.
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you. I'm not sure where this comes in, so maybe I should have mentioned it when Mike was here. However, I've had a few complaints, and I've witnessed it myself just the other night, with large groups of people walking down the streets, the actual streets in the municipality, 10 to 12 people, vehicles coming, they're not getting off the road. Okay, this is happening on Dunn Street, it's happening down Lakeshore, it's happening up on Main Street. There seems to be a lack of concern for this people. They think they can walk wherever and do whatever they want. They can't. Okay, that's what the sidewalks are for. And especially at late at night, I witnessed it, Halloween night, 11 o'clock at night, and right in front of my house, there was a group of 12 to 14. Some of them split off one direction. The other ones kept going up Dunn Street towards Main Street, right down the middle of the road with a vehicle coming towards them. And I'm not sure, you know, when will people grow up and realize, you know, like, what do we do? And I've had complaints from other people as well, not just my own site. So thank you.
Yeah, it is definitely a problem. People just need to respect, you know, the laws and, you know, and again, how do you educate someone that doesn't want to listen, doesn't want to, you know, accept that responsibility of there are things that are done proper, you know, that's why we do have, I agree with you, we have sidewalks, please use them. Please use them responsibly, for sure. Thank you, Councillor Blank. Any other unfinished business? Seeing none, I have Councillor Micah is making a motion to adjourn for a little recess, 5-minute recess.
Second.
And it'll be seconded by Councillor Poplinski. And we'll be back at 11:10. How's that? Thank you very much. Okay, we are back, and now I'm going to hand over the gavel over to the Chair of Recreation Community Development, Chair Blank. Councilor Blank, it's all yours.
Thank you, Mayor. And so we will go into 11.1 municipal reports, recreation community development, 11.1.1 regarding donation requests. And Hannah, please.
So I have received a donation request form from Valley Lakers Broomball. They are looking to use the fundraising rate for a municipal run bar event the evening of Friday, January 6th to do a trivia night for their team. So the form there is attached.
Okay. The recommendation that council approve the use of the fundraising rate for Valley Lakers Broomball Trivia Night on Friday, January 9th, 2026 at PJYCC. I will make the motion. Do I have a seconder?
I'll second it.
And do we have any comments?
Just one question for Hannah.
Yes.
Hannah, will
Put your mic on, please, Councilor.
will that amount cover the staffing costs? Because we have to hire bartenders.
Yeah,
correct?
no, and it will. I think
Okay.
it's about a 3 or 4, and then with profit we make from the bar,
Yeah.
we would not be losing
As
money.
long as we cover the staffing cost itself, that's, okay.
Yep.
perfect.
Any other
Thank you.
comments, questions? Okay, all in favor? Carried. Thank you. The 11.1.2, another request for donation.
Yeah, I got a few here. So this one is from the Barry's Bay and Area Minor Hockey Association. The association has submitted donation request forms for no-cost use of the upstairs lounge on 4 tournament days, November 22nd, December 6th, January 24th, and January 31st. There is an event scheduled upstairs for December 6th, so that has not been included in this request. They use the upstairs for teams to keep equipment and would use it from 9 a.m. to 3. They have requested a no-cost rental. However, council has indicated in the past that no rental is granted at no cost. Therefore, the recommendation is use of the fundraising rate for the 3 tournaments we have availability upstairs.
Okay, thank you for that. And one thing I'd like to add to that, I think we added to it last year too, was continuous monitoring and cleanup of the area upstairs to avoid any damage or any groups playing hockey or throwing things around or throwing garbage and stuff like that, because that does happen when you have a bunch of children around. But continuous monitoring by the association to be requested. And if that is passed on, the recommendation is that council approve the use of the fundraising rate for the Barry's Bay and Area Minor Hockey Tournament events November 22nd, January 24th, and 31st of 2026. I will move. Do I have a seconder? Councillor Micah, any comments? All in favor? Carried. Thank you. All right, item number 11.1.3, another donation request. This is regarding St. Francis Valley Healthcare Foundation. And Hannah.
So this is the annual ask from the foundation to use the railway station for their annual Tree of Lights, which takes place this year, Friday, December 5th. There's no deviation from the previous year's asks in this one.
Okay, thank you. And we do have a different tree there this year, which will grow into a beautiful tree. Right now, it is just like a little acorn out there, but it will grow. And the request always comes, though, that we put the lights on, don't we? Doesn't that request come
Correct.
into us? So that costs us our man hours, too. So I'd like to see that as part of the request, because it costs us money.
So that is included on their form there, the
Okay.
installation of decorations, the lights on the tree.
Okay, and I think that, that's fine. Sorry, who will move that? Oh, you have a question?
No, I can second it, but
Okay.
I do have a question, but I'll second it.
Okay, moved by Councillor Poplinski, seconded by Councillor Micah, and comments.
Yeah, just wanted to ask Hannah, were we using Christmas lights, correct? Because those trees were big before, we should have lots of
tons.
extra
Yep.
lights.
The foundation actually brings their own, and we also have tons in the basement of the
Okay.
station. So there's no purchasing of lights by the township.
Okay, good,
Yep.
good. I just want to make sure they don't get lost.
Nope, they're there.
Yeah.
And then the foundation brings their own and takes their own back.
Yeah,
So,
but even if we need them for replacement lights for other things that we're doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, great, thank you.
Okay, all in favor? Carried, thank you. All right, we'll go on to 11.2 1.4, the November Rec and Community Services Update. Shannon.
So I have a few updates for you. So I have an update on the Barry's Bay Outdoor Rink that the staff at PJY will undertake activities related to this rink this year. I do have a update from the Horticultural Society, a summary of their 2025 season, as well as their request for funding in 2026. Some good news here. We have the Combermere Martial Arts Club has donated an outdoor AED case to the Combermere Community Center. So the case has been ordered. It will be installed on the exterior of the building. The existing AED that's inside the hall will be moved outside into this case, and it will be able to be accessed any time of day. If someone needs it, they can run to the hall. And of course, we'll schedule a time to allow council to check it out once it is installed. It's not here yet. I also have a few general updates that the annual Christmas party tickets are on sale now. I do have another donation to our community to note. I was approached at the Combermere Heritage Society last year to have a new plaque just by the Bent Anchor driveway there to tell the story of Frank Passway and the original mill in that spot. We do right now have, my commitment is to rehabilitate, refresh the existing signage, so I wouldn't be installing any new plaques. So then Ray Passway generously offered to donate the plaque, which was installed last week. And it looks great. If anyone's driving by, they can pop and see it. And of course, we will be thanking Ray for his donation. And then I just have a brief update there. There is a grant workshop arranged with Carmen Gould. She's generously agreed to come by and visit our organization. So I have invited all local organizations to come by. We're nearly at capacity, so that'll happen in a couple of weeks from now. And yeah, just a thank you to Carmen for coming all this way and sharing her knowledge with us.
That's great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, just a couple of follow-up questions and comments. I'll start, and then if anybody else has anything. Regarding the outdoor rink, last night at the Flannel Fest meeting, a gentleman was in attendance and said that he has some friends that will help with it as well, too, so we can expect to have a few volunteers helping us out with that. The Combermere Martial Arts Club should be thanked officially. Thank you very much for your donation. It may save a life, and we appreciate that for sure. The tickets to the Township Christmas party, it's going to be a fun event, so make sure you get your tickets. And it is a cost recovery, so there is no extra money being made on it, and hopefully we will at the bar. There was one other item. Can't think of what it was right now. Oh, yes, okay. Any other questions from anyone regarding that?
Just on the AED, is that going to be okay outside? Is
Yes.
temperature a factor?
So yeah, so it is it's plugged in. Basically, it's kept heated. So I did ask some questions about install and cost to install, but it's really straightforward. You literally just drill a hole and you run a cord through. Sorry. And so we would install it somewhere on the exterior of the hall where we could run the cord inside, and we'll make it look pretty. But it's really straightforward from my understanding. Yeah.
So then the one that's in there comes out.
Yes. So
Okay,
there'll
got
be an AED at the hall, but if
Yeah.
you needed it when you're inside, you'd have to run outside, and because the units themselves are very expensive, like the actual unit. And
no,
the
I
the
know,
case
yeah.
isn't cheap either. But so yeah, it'll be outside instead of in.
Okay, I was confused.
We also have an AED at the Cummer rink, so we could use one of them in that case, and there's two on the property.
Yeah. I think we got them through grant funding, if I remember.
Okay, I thought of what it was. It was the submission for the Adopt-A-Bed and the work being done by the Horticultural Society in regards to the different plots within the municipality, and added to the one, I'd like to request that we look at Zurkowski Park. Zurkowski Park is central to many things. It is right downtown. We have vandalism, we have those things happening. We also have the Horticultural Society and the organization itself, Zero Park Committee, trying to maintain it and keep it up. There is a camera installed, and so anybody that starts vandalism right now, we will get you, and we will not hold anything back. What you're doing is destructive and costly. A lot of people in the community were wondering, can we not put at least one nice Christmas tree inside the gazebo. And my response is, do you want to stand guard?
Yeah.
And this is what happens within a community when we let things like this go far too long. You know, and the people that are listening to this, or if it gets reported, are the ones that we're preaching to and they already know. It's the ones that are doing it. And that's who we have to reach. And the police have to be here a bit more often. But why can we not have a Christmas tree in Zurkowski Park? We have Christmas trees at the train station, for heaven's sakes. Like, what's wrong with this? So that's just something I want to throw out there. And if anybody in the community has the same feelings, please let us know. Because, you know, that's very important. Okay.
Mary, can I?
Oh, yes, sorry, Councillor Maker.
It's on a little bit of a different, so I'm noticing on the horticultural ask here, it's gone up from last year. That's number one. And number two, I'm confused on the proposed $650 purchase of more planters and hanging baskets. Because I can tell you this with the BIA, they are looking at moving away from hanging baskets, and looking at doing some different things because they're expensive and the maintenance is significant. And I think sort of township wide, we should be looking at that, moving away from the hanging baskets because of the weather. It's just a battle. It's just a battle, you know, and yes, they're lovely, but at some point you got to look at things a little more practically. So I'm not sure why we're paying for this. If the Horticultural Society is doing something and they want to do that as a society and whatever, but why are we buying more baskets? I don't understand.
So I believe this ask is for like the plants for the existing baskets. There are 4 hanging baskets that are self-watering at Lakeshore Park that they fill every year. So I don't necessarily think they're purchasing new
And it
planters.
costs $650.
I guess so. We did have a number of, like, we had a lot of vandalism with those flowers
There
this
was,
year
yeah.
too. So there's a number of times where a student had to like
Yep.
make some switching to fill in because plants were getting ripped out and chucked.
There also will be more cameras down there as well, too. So that's a warning to you guys that are doing that.
Because I think, and we've had this discussion before, you know, we need to, I think we're at a max now with our flowers, right?
Oh,
Whether
yes,
it's
yep.
through this group, our group, all these groups. And it's beautiful, don't get me wrong, I love my flowers too, I'm a flower fanatic, but I mean, at some point you gotta draw the line and say, this is it.
Okay.
We can't continue to add more and more because it's the costs of maintaining these flowers and watering these flowers, particularly with the heat that we're getting, is becoming, we're barely managing it as it is. And the investment, because it's not just $2,200.
Nope.
There's the contributions to the BIA, like we're into the tens of thousands here. So, you know, people want things nice, but we also have to be practical and what is practical. So I question that. I wasn't understanding, because that's a very significant amount of money. It's not $65, right?
No, I can make the suggestion that they retire the hanging baskets at
Well, if it's a
picnic
never-ending
shelter.
battle, I
It
know, and
is.
they look beautiful. I don't disagree. They
Yeah,
look
no, I
lovely.
hear you.
But if it's a never-ending battle, I don't know. You
Yeah.
know, there's space there. We could plant in the ground, and they're perennials that grow up. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe in a different spot, maybe not right at that, but it just for discussion.
Yep.
I'm not making a motion to change anything, but I think it's you know, to have the discussion.
Okay, thank you.
Through the chair, just to that point, to ensure that we keep in mind the last direction that was given to the Horticultural Society, and it was a request through Public Works and Parks, is that we're not adding any new beds. And if they're taking one away, adding in like a replacement bed, that it needs to be vetted first, like for ease of maintenance around those beds. But I
Same with
think
down at-
the goal was reduce the amount of beds, enhance the ones that are there, you know, to bring us back to the level of maintenance that we need to do.
See, the problem down at Lakeshore, at the picnic area, is that they're reachable. You can stand there and pull it down.
Yeah.
And that's the problem.
And they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they are, so I think we need to stop that one too.
Okay.
And, yeah, thank you.
I can bring that back.
Thank you.
I don't understand why. I just don't understand people, like, why would they damage things like that, you know?
Okay, I will move along then. So are we at a resolution here?
I think it was just information.
Okay, thank you. And we will move on then to item. Yes. Oh, sorry, Councillor Papinsky.
Yeah, through the chair, just going to ask Hannah, is there any tickets left over for the Christmas dinner?
Yep,
Okay, so I should speak to you?
for sure.
Okay, thank you.
And through the chair, if I can add to that, I do think there is a certain amount that we have to sell for the community Christmas party. Is that correct? Like, do you have kind of a threshold?
Yeah, we do have to meet a threshold because it is a cost recovery event.
Yes.
We have to meet a threshold to be able to make sure we are
Cost recovery.
in the clear. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
anybody interested in getting tickets, any businesses and.
Yeah, and I think
some
I just wanted
appreciation? Yep.
to note it through the chair, just so sometimes we wait till the last minute, but I do think we have a deadline of December 1st.
Correct.
So if we don't meet, how many do you need to sell?
So we have 200 tickets available. I have to sell 150 for the event.
Thank
to
you.
go forward.
Okay, thank you.
Cost.
Yes.
Lots of time yet.
It's a nice evening out, nice meal, nice music, and a lot of fun.
People aren't in Christmas
that's why I
necessarily.
say-
No.
Halloween, hunting
Until
season,
hunting season,
Remembrance
yeah.
Day, and then all of a sudden, boom, the Christmas starts
Okay.
to think Christmas.
All right, we will move along then to 11.1.5. Engineered design of Cricket Slide Park, chute and walkway. And Hannah, you have a report?
Yep. So this RFP was released on Tuesday, October 7th, with a closing date of Wednesday, October 29th. I did receive one proposal from JP2G Consultants, which was under budget, and it is what I'm recommending we accept in this report.
Thank you. I think it's a very positive thing. Historically speaking, this is a tremendous opportunity to repair and fix, so we will have that as a major tourist attraction over the years. Very often you'll hear reports saying that it is the #1 visit site within our municipality for visitors to come. Many special events take place there, and historically it is the roots of our community. So I think that is very important. And the recommendation is the council approve the staff recommendation to accept a proposal submitted for the RFP 2025-16 engineered design of Crooked Slide Park, chute and walkway to JP2G Consultants, incorporated in the amount of $32,515.75, HST included, and that it be expensed against the Parks and Recreation Capital Expenditure account GL 01-5-2835-7999998. I will so move.
I'll second.
Seconded by Councillor. Any other comments? Councillor, yes?
Can I, sorry, first?
Yes, Councillor
because
Mica.
This is to Hannah first. I just want to make sure when JP2G comes back with the design that we are honoring the current design. We're not going to replace it. Let the historical. It's important that we maintain the visual historical significance of what's there, not changing it.
Nope,
We don't
totally
wanna
agree.
Switch out wood for plastic. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely not. I would get shot.
That's an extreme example, but the design itself and the usage of the beams and et cetera,
So in the
location and
in the proposal documents, it was because of the heritage value, the design should be as close to identical as possible under building code and standards that we can do. So yes, that is of utmost priority.
Thank you.
and the
for me.
sheet and
Yes, it should look nearly identical, and it still will be wood.
they can tell where the chute comes out. There's a big hole in the bottom.
Yeah.
If you swim there,
Yes,
it's shallow and then it's a big hole.
Can they do anything about black fly season there?
We're gonna look into it.
Any other comments regarding, yes, Sue?
Through the chair, this is just an aside, just for the public record, that after the agenda was published, there was an email that was forwarded to council from Eve Marie Chameau, asking that council consider to not award funds for the engineer and design of Crooked Slide Park chute and walkway and consider other projects throughout the municipality instead. So I just want to ensure that
That's mentioned,
they were
yes.
advised that I did forward those 2 emails to
Thank you. Yes, forwarded and read, and thank you.
Noted.
Noted. All in favor? Carried. Thank you. 11.2, correspondence and information. So 11.2.1, an excellent letter from Wendy Wallach and the association, the Lake Associations. Over the last term, I've been working alongside the numerous organizations that look after our waters and look after the communities. And this proposal, this request is excellent. And I think this is something we need to do. And they are collaborating, which is great. And for us to say, yes, we do need this, I think it is appropriate. And I thank the organizations for getting together to do it. So I don't know if we need a motion for this, or do we just, yes?
through the chair, as there's no, this was not in the 2025 budgetary costs, is this something that I could bring to the 2026 for budget deliberations?
Absolutely, because I don't think there's any sense in trying to put them out now. So I think this would be a part of the deliberations. When you look at the amount and perhaps the amount that it is saving our lakes, it is minimal. And I think it is something we can do to support our people that have their homes and cottages on our lakes and rivers. Yes, Councillor Micah.
Yeah, I do think that educating the public at large is a very good idea. The only thing I'm wondering if maybe we could get in contact with Wendy and talk about the location and placement of these
Oh,
signs.
yes, absolutely.
Because,
Yep.
you know, a roadside sign, when you're zooming past, I don't know if that's, you know, I think we need to be looking more where the boat launches are, particularly, obviously, Barry's Bay and Cumbermere. I'm not sure on Carson or Trout. But anyway, you know, we're not going to,
Yep.
that's $20,000 putting them everywhere. But I think it's, you know, I understand why she's saying what she's saying and
Yes.
where. But again, I think location is very significant. So having detailed, maybe bringing that down a little bit more so that it's a little more closer to where the boats themselves are
Okay.
being launched.
They already have signs at those launches.
Do they?
Oh, there are. So this is what is needed coming into the municipality in the different directions. And I think we need to have that at our limits.
What's really sad
And-
though is you spend money on signs and people.
And that happens
feel
all the
good thing,
time.
You know, it feels good to put the signs up, but
But I think it's something we can't do. People can't say, well, I didn't know. Well, yes, you did know, and you chose to ignore it. So there are other signs in the different docks and areas, but I think we need to put them on our in our municipal bounds. And I think we need to meet with Wendy and discuss where they are going to be put, as well as with the operations, because it is a major problem within our communities.
you know, and what I'd like to see is the Ministry of Natural Resources taking more they are responsible for
Yeah.
the waterways. And again, it's a higher level government issue because it's not this township, it's not the neighboring township. It is all over Ontario. It's the country with invasive
Yes.
species. And it is definitely provincially wide. Like, you know, again, this is just the slow pushing it down, right? Which is you know, our anybody that's living in here, generally they're not taking, I'm not saying everybody, but the vast majority are not taking their boats to all these other lakes. They're launching them. They're pretty much staying on their own lake. It's people coming from outside. So I think the awareness campaigns need to happen in the larger urban centers of people that are coming into the area. And that shouldn't be this level of government's financial responsibility. It should be the provincial governments. There's the Ministry of the Environment and there's the Ministry of Natural Resources. I do support this, so that's not the argument, but it's a bigger issue. And I think it's time that those upper levels of government start paying attention to
Okay.
it and dealing with it.
Thank you, Councillor Micah. I will read her last paragraph from her thing.
Through the chair, that's what I was going to,
Oh, okay.
to propose, that there was notification to the MPP, MECP, MNRF, as well as County of Renfrew. And I wanted to note on my travels back from Pembroke, the sign is big. It was, it had the County of Renfrew, KHR, and the Lake Association, I think, was a third logo that was on it. It was very
Noticeable. And that's what it says. I'm willing to personally take responsibility, and also able to meet and discuss. And she has contacted the other groups. So everything is well underway. So
which is proposed for this as well.
No, I don't believe so. I believe the ask.
no,
The ask is to
It's-
have the township
it's for the
purchase the
total.
signs.
Yeah, there's a total.
And
So I
install.
believe our neighboring municipality, it was a shared cost partnership, so I think maybe that could be part of the
Yeah,
conversation.
so that could, so I think we can get her to come to a meeting and we can discuss that. As well as, I don't know if she would want anybody from the other organizations, Carson Lake, well, she is at, Kapoa, also Pog Lake property, and Kashubi Cottagers, so if there's, Mayor Schultz.
Yeah, this is just a comment here. I want to definitely thank President Molnak there, for taking the leadership in her organization, the Carson Trout, Lapine and Green and Lake Association, and all these other associations as caretakers of our most precious asset, which is the water and stuff that. So I do have to thank them for, initiating this here. Yeah, we have to be definitely supportive as much as we possibly can. I do agree. Other forms of government need to be involved in this, because this is something that is threatening our waterways. So thank you very much, President Womack, and everybody else that is involved. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so the direction to staff is to contact regarding and mention the issues that were brought up. Thank you. Any unfinished business, 11.3? I see none, so we'll pass it back to Planning and Development. And thank you, Hannah. Well, one of the items too, I attended the Station Keepers Annual Meeting this year, and they asked me to express to council and staff the cooperation that was extended to them all year for their programs and events, and they're very pleased with that, and they have some wonderful ideas coming up for this coming year, so stay tuned. So thank you from the Station Keepers.
We're doing a great job.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Sorry, Flannel Fest, we had our semi-final meeting last night.
Okay,
And in
and
December
what's it
is the final meeting.
Yeah.
And then January, we're raising all the information out and putting it all out. There are groups and organizations. It's going to be a wonderful time. And so get your flannel ready and your
Great.
plaids ready. And,
I'm ready.
And hopefully we can get together and celebrate our communities.
Listen.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you very much for initiating here this Plan Fest. I think it's a great idea. Engaging all the other organizations are going to make it successful. And this is all going to happen on the Family Day weekend, true or false?
Oh, true. And right
Well-
now it starts on Wednesday. So we're
Okay.
going Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. We're already at 6 days.
Yeah, we
And the
can't-
enthusiasm is unbelievable at the table.
Absolutely. Thank you, there. We're just going to wait for that announcement. And again, we're already excited, so we got a 4 or 5 month start here. Okay, so now we're going to go into planning and development, and this is my chair. Municipal reports, correspondence and information, 12.2.1. Chief Building Official Monthly Report. Madam CEO, I guess Earl has probably gone hunting.
Yes, through the chair. So this is the just the monthly update that we give at our council and committee.
That's found on pages 103 to 104. Any questions on this? Seeing that, I'm just going to continue here then. No outstanding matters. I don't see any, so we'll just continue. And now, Finance and Administration, Municipal Reports, 13.11, August 2024 flooding expenses. Amanda's here. Well, welcome. Amanda, it's all yours.
Thank you. So through you, Chair, I've provided a notice that was sent to the mayor and myself and the CAO from the Minister, the Honorable Rob Flack, the Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing, which notified us that we will be receiving financial assistance up to $159,000 in support of our MDRA application for the August 2024 flooding event. So I've also provided just the claim summary of what we submitted for the total costs of that flooding event. And they were $195,821.49. So the difference between that, I am requesting council that we withdraw from our weather events reserve to offset the difference of what we will not be receiving, and that would be $36,821.
Okay, a question from Councillor Blank.
Thank you. What is in the reserve at this point, the weather events reserve?
1 second. It is.
Because the year's not over yet.
That's right.
Never know.
Weather events reserve is $90,000.
So then when we take out the 36, okay.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so Councillor Michael? Yes.
So this was, like, we're a year behind on this. So when we
Yeah.
paid all of the bills at the time, where did we pay from?
So within the audit, the financial statements,
Yeah.
we put it as a work in progress so that it doesn't touch the financial statements, so that because we knew that the application was in
Yeah.
and we needed to hear back. So it was like a multi-year type of reporting scenario.
Okay.
Yeah, so
So if we withdraw the 36,000 difference, where are you putting the 36,000? You're taking it from there and putting it into the general reserve?
no, I'm taking it out of the weather events reserve and
Yeah.
using it as an expense. So it'll show on your capital
Okay,
projects
so we
line
didn't
as an
show
expense.
last year. Okay,
No.
that's where I was getting confused.
Correct.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So it was free money last year. It just didn't exist.
It just sort of
And I
got
think-
paid.
Magically, that was that secret ATM machine.
Yeah.
Where we, or our printing press where we just print money. Anyway, no, thank you, Amanda. Because I had said to Sue when we heard the money came in, because I wasn't sure, I said we have to make sure wherever we took it from,
Right.
we top that back up and whatever, but we didn't actually
Correct.
show a withdrawal from anywhere.
Right, so we can pay the bills, but
Yes.
through the other side of
Yeah.
reporting, we can put things as work in progress
Okay.
and then move it back into the appropriate year where once it's finalized, once the project is finalized.
Yeah, for sure. And as chair of operations, I would like to thank the ministry very much. It was a little slow in coming, but well worth the wait.
Yeah.
Because that was a significant hit.
I like your excitement. I
Mr.
really
Deneau
do, so,
was,
yeah.
I think Mr. MPP Deneau was very instrumental in getting,
Exactly, yeah.
this project
And-
moving.
yeah, and
I'd like to thank you
yeah.
very much.
Exactly, and at some point, our MPP is going to visit us here, and I do have to thank also staff, yourself as chair, on all this. I think it took a team effort, and I'm much appreciating that. Councillor Blank has a question.
I did, but you already kind of mentioned it, and that
sorry.
you'll be in contact with Billy Deneau for a photo op regarding this, because this is a major thing that
Yeah.
our municipality really needs. So
Yeah, at the ribbon cutting on Saturday, I met with Mr. Deneau, and I've invited him to come to the municipality, and I think the best thing here to do is have a delegation on the recommendation of Madam CEO. I think this would be a wise thing, and he's got some other announcements, so it would be nice if we could bring them to our council chamber and thank him personally. So thank you. Madam CEO, who is next? Let's go with Councillor Popinski.
Yes, thanks, Mr. Mayor. I take it that we don't have a check yet for 159,000.
Through you, Chair. No, so they've just announced it. So there will be a transfer payment agreement that the mayor and the CAO will have to sign. It'll have to come and be passed through by law here.
Yeah, I just want to compliment the staff for being able to be successful in this venture, and we need to continue to be like that. My other question is so it says here, we could get an amount up to, we could. So we don't know at this point. I guess we have to supply a whole lot of documentation. Is that a big issue?
Through you, Chair. So we have supplied all the necessary documentation that they have requested to us, and they have told us back in August that no further documentation was required.
Okay.
So I know that the letter can be a little misleading from the ministry's office, but it is my understanding that we will be receiving $159,000.
Yeah, the reason that you're absolutely right. If you've taken this from their report, where they suggest that 81% of the municipal cost will be considered. So they've already set that sort of standard. So is that to suggest that 81% of the 195? Is that maybe?
You know what? I haven't done that. Let me just run it.
If not, it's close.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all in the fine print.
Yeah, 150. Yes,
Yeah,
that would be the 81%.
Good, thank you.
Okay, Madam CEO.
I just wanted to add, where was it here that I had? If I could put the resolution on the table and get a mover and a seconder, because Calvin noted that we didn't get the previous resolution voted on. So I'd like to do the two resolutions now if I can. So if I could get the resolution for the flood on the table and get a mover and a seconder, and then I would like to go back to the resolution for the engineering. We discussed it, but we didn't get a mover and a seconder.
Oh, we didn't get a move. Oh, I thought we did.
Did you? Oh,
Yes,
okay, so did you?
So let's go.
Okay.
Blank.
Okay, sorry. Calvin wanted to double check on that one.
Yeah, okay, so, okay, that's done that. There is a check mark here, so I think we've done that, so that's fine.
Through you, Mr. Chair, may I just make one last comment?
Yes, go ahead.
So I just wanted to share with you, when I was speaking with Alex Jones from the Ministry of Municipal Affairs, they're very impressed with the photos that we took. They were extremely helpful in documenting the extremity of this event. So, Mr. Phillips and Councillor Micah's photos and Hannah's assistance in putting it all together to tell that important story of ours. So, thank you.
Yeah, I think it was very efficient. This is a team effort by staff and Chair Micah and so on. So thank you very much for
And
for
through their
mentioning
public release, they actually used our photos.
it. Yeah.
In their
I noticed
press.
that. Yeah.
It is, I think, very important to get all that information out when you're doing or looking for funding and stuff like that, because they need to see that right up in front.
That's
front
right,
of them.
That
So,
was, I think, the
Yeah, the
photo
key.
evidence
Yeah.
was key to this.
Absolutely.
And as chair, I'd like to thank staff because this was a pretty big application. It wasn't just a one-page, type of form out, check a few boxes. This was extensive work. There were many, many meetings within staff preparing this, and it was a complicated story to how to describe why this event occurred when it did. It was an unlucky thing because there was everywhere sort of around was not experiencing the devastating flooding that we were experiencing in sort of one little sort of geographical area. And it had been because of previous rain events that had been occurring. This particular one was, as we just had, remnants of a Hurricane Debbie or whatever that one was. And it just seemed to slowly come in and park itself within one small area of our township. I think maybe we were lucky the county did experience as well, so they could, they could corroborate that. But they don't monitor the weather here, which we discovered, correct?
It's in Algonquin Park.
It's in Algonquin Park that they take rainfall measurements. So we were getting pushback from the start that they weren't necessarily believing us with the amounts of rainfall, and we're not. At the time I was in Barry's Bay, there wasn't a drop of rain. I'm on the phone with my parents, and my dad is literally saying, "My God, it's just like someone opened up the faucets," And this is what was going on that day. And because of the previous rain events and the saturations that had occurred, and it was a similar situation, it would be raining in Cumbermere, and Barry's Bay hadn't gotten any rain. Asked Marvin, he was mad about his garden. And this so happened. I mean, it was just like everything just exploded in a matter of an hour. And Mike, you know, it was just by fluke I happened to be with him because I was on my way to my parents' house, which is right where one of the first occurrences happened. And it was just every 10 minutes the phone was ringing, another road, another road, another road, and it was incredible. So I compliment staff, A, for how they dealt with that event the day it was happening, and B, for the follow-up work and the really, a lot of work that went in the successful grant application. So thank you very much.
Yeah, I think this is a job well done. I want to also thank Madam CEO for taking a leadership role in the staff and all that. So I think it was a absolute team effort. Thank you, Amanda, and the rest who were all involved there. Councillor Blank.
Yes, I also want to extend it to, and I've noticed over the last couple of years, the professional approach by all staff in the departments to work together when it comes to the rounding of the community, plus these special events that happen, and their professionalism and work ethic and contributions to the municipality are exemplified by this type of report where we get the grant and that. So thank you again to all staff for such a great job. Thank you.
Okay. Very good. So we do have a recommendation. Madam CEO, if you could read it.
Thank you through the chair. That council direct the treasurer to draw 36,821 from the Public Works Weather Events Reserve, leaving its balance at 73,179 to offset the unfunded portion of the 2024 MDRA application for the August 2024 flooding disaster.
Okay, I need a mover. Councillor Micah. Councillor Poplinski seconds it. Any other discussion? I think we've handled it pretty well there. All in favor? That is carried.
Through the chair, and a bylaw will be coming for approval once we receive the agreement.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Now we are at 13.12, 2005 Christmas break calendar.
Yes.
Really, we're taking a break at Christmas? What's going on?
Okay, so
Is this new?
through you, Chair, this is just a housekeeping item. So in our policy EO1, it states that our office is closed on December 24th at noon to reopen on January 2nd. This year, January 2nd falls on a Friday. And so I just wanted to ask council if there's any, wish to move that we keep the office closed for that whole week. I've provided you with a calendar so you can see visually, and that we would just reopen on the 5th. That is a time where most of the staff, if they haven't used up their vacation or bank time, they do use it through that Christmas break. So.
Okay, so the thing is, we do have a recommendation. So let's move this here, and then we can have discussion. So I need a mover.
I'll move.
First of all, I want to read the recommendation that council include January 2nd, 2026 in the municipal office Christmas break closure as per policy E-01 for this instant only. So mover, Councillor Blank, seconded by Councillor Poplinski. Any discussion on this matter, Councillor Blank?
Okay. Do you foresee any problems financially over the, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.5 days of, because,
Sorry, through you, Chair. So, no, typically staff will use up any vacation time, or use up any bank time that they have that's unused. So it's a good opportunity for us administratively to make sure those days are cleared off on the books. And then there are, for me, will typically come in a couple of times during the week just to, get the mail and process.
Okay, because there
matters.
are things that happen even though we're closed, and
Correct.
that's my concern.
Right. So I do typically come in. I do see the CAO comes in as well, just to, check on whatever it is the CAO does. And so some staff do pop in.
And then anything major comes up, you're all hands on deck?
Yeah.
Okay.
When I come in, I leave the door open, so if
Yeah.
the public comes to the door, I help them at the
Further
counter.
to that too, I do know that because there's only one day and it's a Friday, that there may not be as much work available that day, so it would be beneficial for staff to use up their vacation time and overtime and keep that day closed, which I do support, because then you're starting with a full year, everybody's fresh and away you go. So I would support that.
Madam CEO.
Through the chair, as per Amanda's statement, some of us do have to come in.
Yes.
So we will be, Calvin and I be coming in to prepare the agenda on the Friday.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
But we just would not stay the whole day.
Thank
Because
you.
you have a meeting on the 6th.
6th, right.
Okay, any other questions?
Right.
Councilor
Yes,
Popinski?
thanks, Mr. Mayor, just my comment, but the needing to come in and the dealing with matters that may be time sensitive or dealing with paper or whatever, that would be always one of my concerns as well. So you've, obviously you're covering it, so.
Okay, very good. Councilor Micah?
So on the subject of an agenda, that's what I wanted to ask, who was gonna, because we have a meeting that Tuesday.
Yes, so that's-
We're not gonna shift the council meeting.
No, so we are coming in to prepare
Okay,
the
and
agenda.
so then how is council getting that agenda? Because if we're closed Friday, and I've asked this repeatedly, I don't, like 3 years straight now, every time an agenda is produced, there should be a live link sent to council,
Yes,
and that's not happening. So it wasn't
Notification
happening
didn't
before, and it's not happening now. At least I'm not getting it. So that
and we'll
You
test
can
your link
click-
because, yeah,
click, I'm not getting any, there's literally no link in the
Okay.
email. I'm getting a reminder, don't forget, there's a meeting, but
no, so
there's
through the
no-
chair, before you leave, we'll look at your phone if it's going like somewhere else. Because the link
because
does.
I've asked
Yep.
100 times and it's.
No, it does.
Okay.
Yep. And through the chair, as a
possible.
secondary check, we also, Calvin and I both are on that reminder list to make sure that we have access to that link so that we can test that it's not broken. So we'll just check your phone, Councilor
Okay.
Micah.
Yeah.
But no,
I did have problems with, I will, and
Yeah.
I mean, this is an ongoing issue, but I'm gonna say a month ago, something weird was happening. I would get a notice of an email, and when I, flicked it, put in the code, and then went to actually Outlook, like clicked on the Outlook to go in and read the email had disappeared. So I don't know
yeah,
what,
so we'll have a look. Maybe you need some updates.
Yeah.
maybe.
If we need some updates, yeah, because I get it, and I'm sure it's always within the email there.
Yeah.
Anyway, any other discussion on this matter? We have a mover and a seconder. Seeing none, all in favor? Okay, that is carried. We now are at 13.1.3, 2026 schedule of fees proposed.
Yes.
We have Amanda. Can you
Yes.
speak on the matter?
So through you, Chair, I've just went through the schedules by department with, the discussion with the department heads. So we have done some proposals, some schedules. There, you'll see there are no changes proposed for 2026. And then some departments we do. Particularly, I would like to bring your attention to the building department and the planning department. And also recreation. So we are proposing a 2% rate increase annually. We're just proposing it. I think it's important that, if we do a small rate increase every year, it's less of a hit rather than waiting for 5 years and updating the schedule. And then we can communicate that out to the public that yes, the building department will increase their fees. So what that would look like is 75 cents a square foot for the building department, addition from 75 cents to 76 cents. And saying, so it's like 1 cent increase. The Ministry of Municipal Affairs allows us to increase these fees annually. We cannot make the fees so that there are more than what we require from operating. So currently the building department does run on a deficit and is offset by the tax department or from taxation. So I think it would be important for us to slowly increase the fees. But but this is what I'm proposing. So I would like to bring this back again in December, to allow council to have that time, and then for us to be able to post on social media to the public so that they can see we are proposing these fees, and then they can bring, letters or whatever it is, or have consultation with council members, or come in and talk to the staff if there is, big opposition. So for most sections I have written, if there's no changes, or if you don't see anything in red, there is no changes on the side of it. So I don't require you to tell me what you feel about it right now. If you have had an opportunity to look at it, I do welcome it. The planning department, those fee changes were done by they were looked at for a couple of municipalities. I think there were 5 municipalities, to see how theirs compare to ours. And so those proposed changes do reflect like a consensus throughout other municipalities. And let me just take a look. And I think that's it for now. If there's something on there that you think we should be increasing that we're not increasing, please let me know. And then I can make any changes and bring them back for December.
Okay, Councillor Blank has a question?
Yes, I do. Actually, a couple of comments. Regarding the short-term rentals calls for service, current fees, there's no change?
No, so that's the fine structure that we had.
Okay. Also, recreation, when it comes to the bar, why are we putting it up to $6.25 for a drink?
That was just a
so
2% increase.
Yeah.
So if you want to leave it at 6?
I think we need to leave it at 6. I firmly believe that. Thank you. I was also wondering about I can't remember, under the PJY, the kitchen use to remove.
That was a proposal by the manager of the department.
Okay.
The comment was, I could be wrong, is that we don't get any requests for just the kitchen. If somebody's renting, they're renting the hall or the room, and there will be a request for the bar and kitchen, or just for the room.
Okay. I'd like to actually keep it in. I think
Okay.
in case something does come up, that we have it covered.
Sure.
So I would like to keep that in,
Okay.
if possible. Thank you.
Kitchen use. Okay.
Yeah. And I thought there was one other item.
Well, I think sorry, Mary, just on that, I'm just thinking out loud. So on that, I think part of it's an implementing how that's used, because if somebody's renting upstairs, and if it's, I'm not saying it's a big, like a stag and go. I'm saying an hour or 2 rental in the afternoon of the upstairs. I think some renters, and I could be wrong, but I believe some have been
Using the
using
kitchen.
the kitchen, and they shouldn't be.
Yeah.
That door should be locked, and you don't get to use the kitchen. If you want to use the kitchen, then you pay the kitchen rental fee. But I think there's been some crossing the line there a little bit, and some expectations,
Okay.
and which shouldn't be the case. If you want to use the kitchen, you want to put on coffee, you want to put stuff in the fridge, you want to, you know what I mean, and whatever, then you got to rent the kitchen. Simple as that. That's why it's there.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. Okay, so now where are we at? Not anybody else have questions? Comments from Hannah, maybe?
Yeah, I can. So the reason why I suggested it be removed is we previously had a rental rate with kitchen, a rental rate no kitchen. And I didn't see it working very well because it was very much like define what is using the kitchen. If you put a case of pop in the fridge, are you using the kitchen? No.
Yes.
Yeah,
Well,
you're-
no,
So, like-
lock the door. That's why there's
Yeah.
locks on all them doors. You
So-
lock that whole thing off and you get the room. If you want access to the kitchen, because then the staff is cleaning up.
So what we found is instead we implemented this and it just wasn't getting used. Nobody really is using the kitchen, or at least telling me they're using the kitchen, unless they have a bar event. And so it just wasn't being applied, which is why I suggested it be removed. And we haven't had any cleanliness issues with the kitchen for groups, even if they're going in and using a coffee machine or if they're putting some stuff in the fridge and removing it. We haven't had any issues. And the people who are using it, they're not using the stove. That's for sure. They're just maybe using the fridge or some cutlery and then washing it and putting it back. In which case I felt like that could be bundled into the rental fee. But if that's not the feeling at the table, that's totally fine.
Thank you. I do have
Councillor
just one other follow-up, and that's on tipping fees. Okay, I think we're very low when it comes to 2 items. I know that you increased it. The mattress and or couch, any size per unit, it was $10. You're looking at 20. I think it should be a lot more than that. The amount of time and effort to crush those items, I think, because every year our fee goes up to the crushers who come in to do these things. And I know I am concerned about that, and I'm concerned about the longevity of a thing. I would like to see that increased, as well as the one for refrigeration units. Okay, I think that has to go up a lot higher too, and that's just something I'd like to consider and discuss. Thank you.
Okay. Anybody, Amanda?
Yes, so through you, Chair. So I did have a very fulsome conversation with Mr. Kichkuski about this. He was concerned about the increase for the mattress and or couches going from $10 to $20. It does, in some aspects, it seems like it's not a large jump, and then for others it might be. And he is concerned about, the roadside dumping aspect. So he said that he felt $20, could be a good rate that we propose this year, and then we can relook at it again next year. But again, if council feels that it should be up or down, we can do that. The refrigeration units also, at a minimum, he feels it has to be $50 because the $40 is essentially cost recovery. So that is what we pay the contractor to remove that freon, and the contractor is saying that he can no longer do it at that rate. So we have to increase it to $50 at least for 2026, and then reassess in 2027.
Okay, recessing is fine, but I think that, I'm guaranteed we're going to get them on the side of the roads, but we always do.
Right.
But, okay.
So, we can leave it, we have until, next council and committee, and we can have more fulsome discussion with Mr. Kichkuski when he returns, and, if council wishes to have it increase, we can.
Yeah, I don't think we have any choice. We need to have cost recovery on this one for sure. And, if somebody throws out something roadside, well, we're hoping again, it was always about that respect, right? But anyway, any other questions here for Amanda or for Anna? Okay, not seeing any.
Can I just, sorry,
Councillor
something
Micah?
just triggered my excuse me. Something triggered my memory here. It was on. Oh, I must have turned it off. The mattress. I believe about 2 years ago, we had a very long and detailed conversation with, I believe, maybe Pinchin, one of our consultants. And there was, because Hillary was very concerned about mattresses, period, with regards to capacity at the waste site. There was a direction given. I don't remember because it's 2 years ago. So I don't know if that was to Hillary. I don't know if it was to Pinchin, or I don't know, to investigate recycling of mattresses. That there's got to be somebody in Ontario or Canada or somewhere that takes mattresses, because there's steel in those mattresses. And I don't believe we've ever heard, maybe I'm wrong, but have we ever heard back on that issue?
I don't know.
Because that's something to address here, right?
Through the chair, yes, you're correct. There was a direction for Pinchin to look into it for us. I don't recall unless it was brought to the superintendent of operations.
Yeah.
Having said that, the treasurer, deputy treasurer, and I attended the RCCTA meeting in Arnprior, and there was a really good presentation from Cambion, and they were referencing a company that I had reached out to about 1.5 years ago, out in, I believe it's Woodbridge, and we've made contact with them last week. After having spoken to some adjacent municipalities that might be interested in getting that information as well.
Okay, can we, that's great. I'm really happy to hear that. Can we keep that top of mind?
Yes, I pursued it last week, and once the superintendent of operations comes back, we'll debrief.
Perfect, yeah, because that's, and I mean, it is a concern.
Yeah,
It's-
and Brudenell,
You have a hell of a lot of space.
Yeah, and the CAO in Brudenell, Lindock, and Raglan is also very interested in that
Yeah,
proposal.
see, and if that's something we could do with a couple of our neighbors, it's worth their while to come with a truck, right?
Exactly.
You know, because the volume is there and they can take a full load, which would be great. And I do have some concerns too, just on raising that rate, because I don't want to see couches and chairs, and the higher you go, I mean, I get it, but then you get a tipping point, and it's costing us more money because we're going to get it anyway, driving God knows where, and needing two guys to throw it in the back of a truck and drive it up there anyway for nothing. So
Right.
anyway, yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you. Diversion is everything when it comes to waste, right? So, anything, other question on this, schedule of fees? So this is just sort of direction to you, Amanda, to bring in, and
Yeah.
you did get some input from council and stuff like that, and Madam CEO, do you have?
Well, through the
some-
chair, and I thank Amanda for taking the lead on this. So what ends up happening is we're bringing this to the table too late every year, and then we're having these discussions in January and February, and we would like to be able to pass our schedule of fees so that it's effective January 1st. So that is the goal. So Amanda has kind of taken the lead on it to make that happen. She circulated it twice to all departments. So now she's bringing it to council for you to have those discussions with your departments.
Great
So
idea.
through you, Chair,
Amanda?
if I could just, if council can just give me direction or approval of direction that I may post on social media in the newspaper that we are looking to increase the fees. These are the ones proposed. Please submit your comments or attend the next council and committee meeting if you
Okay,
have any
consensus
concerns.
at the table. I think everybody is on board.
Okay,
You have
thank you.
direction.
Thank you.
Now, next one here is 13.14, waste and recycle transition project. And who is Amanda again.
Me again.
Very good.
So through you, Chair, within the 2025 operating budget, under waste disposal, there was a line item that identifies an expense budget of $40,000 for project management of the Blue Box Transition Project. This project saw an ad hoc committee formed with the assistance of Tyler Peters of Greenview Environmental Management. Mr. Peters has been the point person in negotiations with Circular Materials Ontario to assist the municipality and guide staff with the Blue Box transition legislation that takes effect for Madawaska Valley on January 1st, 2026. As there's been numerous in-person meetings with Greenview environmental staff, municipal staff, council, and representatives from Circular Materials Ontario, the municipality has now reached its budget limit. Therefore, in order to continue with the assistance of Mr. Peters and the Greenview Environmental Management Team, I am requesting a withdrawal of $15,000 from the Environmental Services Reserve landfill rehabilitation. Doing nothing, we can also do nothing and immediately terminate the assistance of Greenview Environmental Management with the Blue Box transition legislation.
I move. I'll second.
Yeah. So,
In all seriousness, thank you
Okay.
again for that. I wondered when that was coming.
Okay.
So I know what we originally only had. So as we know, oh God, I keep turning it off thinking I'm turning it on, sorry.
I'll be happy to turn it off.
The last meeting, council got updated on this full, the transition provincially wide, and I think council saw the extensive amount of work that has gone into this over the course of the last year and a half, basically. And Tyler has been an absolute godsend, I'll tell you, because it's complicated stuff. It seems simple, it is not.
it's not. That's all.
If we were running one system across the board, it wouldn't be that hard, but when you're trying to run two different systems, and it's tough, and Tyler has done a fabulous job, and we're not there yet, we're almost there, so we definitely need to continue with his services.
So you're moving and
I would do, yeah, I don't know if you,
Well, first of all,
Read the-
we're going to read the recommendation.
Thank you. Through the chair, that council grant approval to the treasurer to withdraw $15,000 from the Environmental Services Reserve, Landfill Rehabilitation Reserve, leaving a balance of $402,565 to cover any additional cost to the waste disposal budget line item 01-5-1217-799995, waste and recycle transition project management.
Okay, moved by Councillor Micah and second by Councillor Poplinski. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? That is carried.
Thank you.
If you don't mind,
Oh,
Mr.
Councillor
Mayor, actually,
Mackey.
it sent myself an email last week that on this subject, whether it means anything or not, but I was hopeful. So after the G7 meeting, the finance ministers' meetings, they came out with a generic statement from the G7 finance ministers. I don't know if there were 9 or 12 or whatever agreed upon resolutions moving forward. And one of those were regarding the circular economy. I don't buy into a lot of the green climate stuff, but this one is directly related to what we're talking about here, and the words being producer responsibility, plastics, management of plastics, et cetera, and when that is one of the 8 or 9 or 12 agreed upon objectives of the G7, I think we're going to be hearing more. I think this is only the beginning of what we're doing, and that could be very, well, hopefully it's helpful. It's not going to cost us money because they're talking full circular economy, shifting waste management onto the producers. Now, the big corporations will push back, obviously, but that for me, that felt was great, because as we learned at the last meeting, the change that we're doing now really is only residential, and it's not applying to commercial, industrial, institutional, and I think we're going to see that shift, so that's positive news for us
Okay.
going forward.
Okay, thank you very much, Councillor Micah. Okay, now we're going to move into correspondence and information. There's a letter to the Minister of Education and CTO, and that's 13.21. 13.22 is Renfrew County Economic Development Summit, and then 13.23 Renfrew County Council and Committee monthly summary. I don't know if anybody wants to talk on any of this correspondence.
Through the chair,
Yes,
I can
go
just, so I included all of these for council information. The one for Renfrew County Council, 13.2.3. There were a lot of really great links that I had the deputy clerk provide you with that additional information. Some of them were lengthy, so we didn't include them in your agenda. So please, if you have any information or questions on those, please do reach out and we'll be glad to assist you with those.
Okay, sounds good, yeah. I'll let Councillor Blank go first. I've got something to say here. Go
Okay,
ahead.
thank you. Regarding the AMCTO thing, I do not agree with applying an existing professional activity day to election day. I don't think that's necessary, but I do support that we need to look at keeping our local boards in place.
Okay.
Thank you.
Councillor Poplinski.
Yes, thanks, Mr. Mayor. Just a question. Reference the announcement in here about delegations and from the county, and the blurb about Dean Philibert and Benny Oakham and the biomass cogeneration facility that's being proposed. Any thoughts on that? It looks like a really great thing for our area.
Yeah, Councillor Poplinski is exactly what I wanted to cover here. A great delegation.
Yes.
Dean Philibert, the president, of Ben Oakham and Sons Limited, was accompanied by John Yakubuski. He's helping in the lobbying and all this, because anytime you're trying to get some money from government, you need to present a good case. President Philibert, well spoken, knows exactly what he's doing. But bringing the news that this plant that they're proposing, biomass cogeneration facility in North Algona and Wilberforce Township. It reads here the plant will generate carbon neutral electricity using 150,000 green metric tons per year of mill residue and low grade pulpwood with 12.5 megawatts of electrical energy exported to Ontario's grid and megawatts of electricity energy used. For key highlights of the proposal, project includes a $65 million investment with a project $53 million year economic impact. 30 to 40 full-time jobs, rural jobs, offsets of 32,000 tons of CO2 annually, utilizing an underused biomass, enhance forest health and reducing fire risk, and alignment with Ontario's goal for clean energy, rural development, and stability, sustainable forestry. So this was super good news. Not saying that they're getting this, but they are working on it, and I think this is good news because I know it's next door. It's our neighbors, Kildare, Hegarty, and Richards, and so on. But at the same time, it's going to impact every municipality in county. And the one thing is, county was definitely in favor of any kind of support that they want, letter supports, whatever it is. So I thought that was a great presentation in that. So I'm sure Councillor Polinsky and the rest of council, you can see the benefit of this, right?
Yeah, just further comment and it's suggesting, it looks like it's Ontario government being supported. Is there any suggestion that the federal government would not help out with something like that, of that nature?
Yeah, the way I'm sensing it, they're going to go to every government agency,
Right.
whatever,
Yeah.
right? They in this case here, they just approach county council, and I'm sure that they're going to go around and everything, and with John Yakubowski and his experience in the political world, he's going to help a lot.
So if I may, just another question is, would it be beneficial if we at the council level here supported it with a resolution or whatever? Is that something that should be considered?
I think that was sort of taking care of a county, but now it doesn't hurt, right, in any way. Maybe we should reach out to Mr. Felleber, President Felleber, and ask him if that would help.
Yeah.
But I don't know. What do you think, Madam CEO?
Through the chair, I'll reach out to the CAO at the County of Renfrew.
Yeah, if you could do that, and again, definitely 100% support from county, and that we are part of county, and that. So, anybody else have anything to say on this? Okay, very good news, and should be very proud of what Oakham's has done. Okay, where are we now?
Page 147.
Okay, we are 13.3, any unfinished business? Seeing none. Regular council portion of the agenda. So there is a confirmation of the minutes, the recommendation that the regular council meeting minutes for okay, am I missing something? Just hold on. I gotta count. Minutes for October 15, 2025 be approved as presented. I need a mover. Councillor Blank, seconded by Councillor Poplinski. All in favor? That is carried. I should have asked a discussion on that. Any discussion on it? No, eh? Okay, special council meeting minutes, October 23rd. Okay, that recommendation that the regular council meeting minutes of October 23rd, 2025 be approved as presented. I need a mover. Councillor Blank moves it. Councillor Poplinski seconds it. Any discussion on this one? Seeing none. All in favor? That is carried. Special council meeting minutes. That recommendation that the regular council meeting minutes for October 28, 25 to be approved as presented. Mover? I'll move it. Seconded by? I need to get involved somehow. Councillor Blank?
But you've fallen asleep.
Yeah. All in favor? All in favor?
You just move that.
Yeah. Got to get involved a little bit, so. Any business arising from the minutes? Seeing none, so. Okay, under new business, not that this is business or anything, but I just want to encourage. I got involved in having the first poppy there at the Legion presented to me. I want to encourage everyone to support this campaign. I think there's a great campaign for Legion and also for the cause and stuff like that. So a lot of the money generated from there, goes to a good cause. But also it, shows that you are supporting the troops and the Canadian, part of our involvement in any conflict or whatever. So I encourage everyone to buy a poppy and be proud to wear it. Also want to say good luck to all the hunters. This is hunting season, so anyway, good
Hopefully
hunt.
it's a safe one.
Yeah, have a safe hunt and so on. And I'm sure some of the staff who do hunt, they'll come back with reports and that. Not that we'll have it at the council table here, but I'm sure they'll bring in a report, right? So, okay, now we are into bylaws. So what we've got here, we have a bylaw 2025-94. Madam CEO, could you please read it?
Through the chair, bylaw 2025-94 being a bylaw to authorize the execution of an amending agreement to bylaw 2025-70 between Automotive Materials Stewardship and the Corporation of the Township of Madawaska Valley, be ready first, second, and third time, and finally passed this 4th day of November 2025.
Okay, I need a mover. Councillor Poplinski, Councillor Micah. Any discussion on this bylaw? Seeing none, all in favor? That is carried. Bylaw 2025-95, Madam CEO.
Through the chair, that the bylaw 2025-95 being a bylaw to authorize the execution of a services agreement between the Corporation of the Township of Madawaska Valley and Voats Canada Incorporated, be ready first, second, and third time, and finally passed this 4th day of November 2025.
Okay, moved by Councillor Blank, seconded by, I'll second it. Okay, any discussion on this? Seeing none, all in favor? That is carried. A question by Councillor
I
Micah.
just want to ask on this, because the last conversation that we had on this whole subject was that we were getting a report as to what the actual real plan on the ground was for the election.
Yes.
When, where, how much, not feeding the ballots in, but I didn't see dates in here, so this is just the generic agreement to
That's
actually
correct.
use the machines, and
Yeah.
the report will still be forthcoming.
That's correct. We can't proceed
exactly.
until we have those agreements in place.
Yeah,
Thank
we
you.
have to, pass this first before we do anything.
Yes.
Okay, any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? That is carried. Next bylaw is 2025-96, Madam CEO.
Through the chair, that the bylaw 2025-96 being a bylaw to authorize an agreement between the Corporation of the Township of Madawaska Valley and Circular Materials Ontario, be ready first, second, and third time, and finally passed this 4th day of November 2025.
Motion.
Go for it.
Seconded by Councillor Blank. Any discussion?
None. Excellent.
Seeing none, all in favor? This bylaw is carried. We don't have any in-camera session.
Nope.
Styrofoam in my recycling.
Don't you
I'm
dare.
gonna purposely buy something with styrofoam so I can put it in the recycling.
Okay, so having said all that, in-camera session, there is none. Now, what we need is to approve the confirming bylaw, in bylaw 2025-97, confirming bylaw council and committee. Madam CEO.
Through the chair, that bylaw 2025-97 being a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of the council of the Corporation of the Township of Madawaska Valley at the council and committee meeting of November 4th, 2025, be ready first, second, and third time, and finally passed this 4th day of November 2025.
Okay, I'll go and move it then, if that get me involved there. Councillor Popinski seconds it. Any discussion? All in favor? That is carried. And here's our favorite one here. The meeting adjourned. Recommendation that council and committee meeting adjourn at, that looks like 12:28. Mover by, I'll do it again. Seconded by Councillor Blank. Okay, all in favor? That is carried. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. I think we had a very successful meeting. Until next time.